Hey, so I wanted to make a video about how to stick to your health goals when you're at parties. So social pressure, as you know, can totally destroy your health goals, whether it's need to lose weight by a certain time, get over sugar addiction, or whatever. So I've had my own sugar addiction. It took me years to get it over, and I wanted to share a few things that helped me when I was when I had a bunch of social pressure. So the first tip is to face the fallacies. So first of all, you have a conversation in your head where you believe certain statements are true, and so you act on them. But what I want to encourage you to do is take a step back and question them if they're really true. So the first fallacy is, I have to eat it if it's free. How many of you guys have ever thought like that? I know I used to think like that all the time. So ask yourself, is that really true? No, you don't have to eat if it's free. Okay, if you ate everything that's free, then you would gain weight really fast, okay? So, and it'd be really hard to stick to any type of goal you ever have. So the second fallacy is, I won't get another chance to eat this, so I better eat it now. No, you'll have plenty of other chances to eat it, okay? So remember that. And the third one, and this one's a killer, is I can't let it go to waste, so I better eat it now. Okay, and all of us, our parents probably told us to finish the food off of our plate, but this is wrong. So I like to get you thinking, okay, so what would I rather have? Would I rather have the trash can look like trash, or would I rather have my body look like trash? Okay, so you choose. And I'd suggest treating your body with more respect than you do the garbage can. So don't let your garbage can or your body become a garbage can. So I want to tell you about an experience that triggered me to start thinking like this. So I was at a bridal shower, and they had lemon meringue bars there. And I love lemon meringue bars. So I was looking at it, I was like, and that was when I was really in the middle of trying to get over my sugar addiction and to lose weight. And I thought, okay, I really want those because I'll hardly ever get to another chance to have them, and they're homemade. They look even better. Then I thought, I have lived 25 years. I've been fine without having a lemon meringue bar every day. I can go a little bit longer without having a lemon meringue bar. And besides, this tiny moment in my life where I am trying to get over this addiction and I am trying to lose weight, that's so small compared to how long I'm going to live. There's going to be plenty of opportunities later down the road. So I just had to remind myself, there will be another opportunity coming up. So who cares? Just let go of that. And the minute I understood, there's going to be another opportunity, I felt a lot better. And that's kind of triggered me thinking about all these fallacies that we have in our brain, okay? So the next step is it's kind of a weird one. It's to act like you are gluten intolerant or lactose intolerant. I know, it's weird, but listen, hear me out. So do you ever see people with gluten intolerance or lactose intolerance, do you ever see them getting a bunch of social pressure to eat gluten or to have milk? No, you never do. It's because they have a really good reason and people accept their reason. And let's see, they've already accepted the fact that they can't eat things with gluten and they're okay with it. So the other question is to ask, do they seem miserable? No, they've learned to cope. And they've also found things to replace it, okay? So the biggest factor that I want the message to come across as is, ask yourself, do those people still go to parties? Do they still go to family functions? Do they still go out to eat? Do they still have fun? The answer is yes, they do. The thing is, they've learned how to have a good time. To them, gluten is not their idea of an all or nothing fun thing. So a lot of people, ask yourself this, if I can't have sugar, a lot of us, I'm messing up my words. We think that nothing can be fun without sugar. So just think about someone with gluten intolerance. They still have fun. They've learned to, when they go to parties, have the stuff that they can have that's healthy for them, and also to have good conversation. So parties, the whole reason we have parties is for have an excuse for people to get together. And often food is the bribe to make sure more people come so you can enjoy their company. So if you start seeing parties as more of an opportunity to develop relationships, create new friendships, then treat it like that. So take more of an opportunity to talk with people and have that become your sweetness instead of something like sugar or whatever you're working on, okay? Okay, the next one is know the quickest and most polite way to say no. So I want to share an experience. I went to Costa Vida with my friends the other day, and I actually didn't end up ordering anything. I just had water as they ate, and I was perfectly happy, and they were perfectly happy. The reason is, when I first got there, we weren't going to order, and I'm like, I'm not going to order anything. And they go, oh, why? And I say, oh, I'm eating with my mom later. And that was a great excuse. It didn't make them feel judged. It didn't make them feel like I was better than them. And it didn't seem like I was doing something they didn't agree with. So that was the end of social pressure. There was nothing later that was like, here, have this. Why don't you do this, you know? And so the reason is I had a good reason. So the right reason will hush a crowd. Okay, so you have to have a few good reasons in your pocket that are true and honest. And I'll give you a few. You can say, no, thank you, I'm actually full, or I'm not hungry. So, example, you can eat right before you come, and then you can say that. You can also say, no, thank you, I'm not in the mood right now. Or you can say, maybe later, something like, oh, that actually looks awesome, thanks for offering, but maybe I'll try some later, okay? You can also say, no, thank you, I already had some. That was a tip for one of my friends, and she says, well, technically she's already had a brownie, but it was a month ago. They don't know that. So you can decide if you want to use that one or not. Another one is, no, thank you, I'm eating right after this, and make sure that you really are, keep honest. So one of my favorite ones, but this isn't a really serious one, it's just a joke, is, actually, I'm allergic. My body starts to swell. And it's the truth. When I eat too much sugar or too many breads, I do start to gain weight. I'm swelling. So I explain that to them, and we laugh about it. And in the next video I'll be making, I'll show you other things that you can say to specific kinds of peer pressure, okay? So the fourth one, this is actually kind of weird. So open your mind and try to see how I see it, but this helped me a ton. So the fourth one is be genuinely happy that unhealthy food is around. So totally switch everything around, okay? So I love going to events where there's beautiful food, especially like during Christmas time when they have everything. Our thing is having cinnamon rolls at Christmas time. So I love being around the tradition effect. So that means in my head, I see there's certain holidays that I expect to have certain foods, and that's what makes the holiday complete. If those foods were missing, I'd be sad. So what if you combine the tradition effect with the weight effect? Well, you get rid of the weight effect. So you go to parties, there's the beautiful food that's according to your idea of traditions or parties, it's there, but you're not partaking it, so you don't have to enjoy the weight effect while everyone else does. So I like going to parties and seeing all this junk food around. That's exciting. Look at people are enjoying it. They're taking up this tradition effect, and that's fun. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy that I get to live vicariously through them, but I don't have to suffer the consequences. So that's what makes it awesome, is like, yeah, you eat that donut because that's fun, and I know it's fun to eat it, but it's not fun to suffer the consequences. So do for me, enjoy it, and you can suffer the consequences. So does that kind of make sense? It puts the whole thing in a more positive light. So I know it's totally weird, but try it out. Just be excited that people are having this stuff that you love, and it kind of feels like you are too, because you're feeling that tradition effect, okay? Okay, so this one, number 5, this one is interesting. It is train yourself to hate sugar. And I'm never going to tell you to hate anything, but I'll give you permission now. You can hate sugar, hate on it. So it sounds extreme, but hear me out. So your actions, they are based on your thoughts. So it's way important for you to have the right conversations in your head to create the right actions. So we need to start at your thoughts, okay? So what if you hated sugar? Think of a food that you already passionately dislike. So I'll use sushi because I know a lot of people don't like sushi or fish. So think about that. How do you feel when you see that food? What are the thoughts going in your head? What's the conversation like? So I bet it's something like, oh, that's disgusting. Ew, nasty texture. Oh, how can anyone eat that? And then along with that, you have a feeling of maybe this nasty knot in your stomach that makes you want to throw up, or the feeling of a slight nausea, okay? So what if we did the same thing with sugar or any tempting food, whether or not it's true, okay? So example, my aunt makes amazing pies, and she brought them to a family party that we had. So when I look at it, my first instinct is probably like, oh yes, it's my favorite thing, I have to have it. But then what if I changed the conversation in my head and said, ew, that is sick. That's disgusting. How could anyone put that in their body? Do they even know what's going to do to their body? And just have all these negative thoughts. And then it'll be easier to have the right actions. Why would you eat something that's gross? Okay, so this is kind of playing with the human psyche a little bit, okay? And then to go one step further, you can stimulate an upset stomach, just like the type when you see, the type you feel when you see your least favorite food, okay? I had actually one of my clients do this just when she saw the birthday cake. She said, oh, that's so gross. And she said it totally worked, totally helped her not even want it anymore. And she enjoyed while other people had it while she didn't have the weight effect, okay? So this is the last tip. It's the not one bite rule. So I threw a big ice cream party at my house in the middle of my weight loss journey. And ahead of time, I thought, how cool would it be if I didn't even have one bite? Because I knew personally that one bite for me will lead to 2 bites, will lead to binge eating, okay? So I determined I'm just not even gonna have a bite, and I think I'll be fine. And if you are serious about losing weight quickly, this is probably the best way to do it, okay? If you're like, whatever, I'll just, try to implement, then maybe this doesn't apply to you, okay? So during the party, I was rushing around feeling the sprinkles back up and the chocolate chips and the caramel while I drank my water. And what I found was that I felt so clean. I felt light. I felt energetic. I felt happy. I felt proud of myself. And meanwhile, this energy I had from making good decisions, having self-control, and not feeling bloated like I would have if I would let myself eat some because I would have, overpartaken, I was able to have really fun conversation with my friends because I was in such a good mood. I felt so light and clean and more confidence. When you feel like you are more attractive or whatever, it's easier to have a better conversation with other people. So it's surprising to me that I still distinctly remember that feeling because it was so awesome. So just decide ahead that you're not even going to have one bite because one bite leads to 2. Just have that really clean feeling. Enjoy that conversation. Let your energy and your self-confidence spur on awesome conversations. Make other people feel good about themselves. Focus on them, okay? So yeah, those are my 6 tips for social situations. I'll be making another movie about how to ask your friends or families to support you. Sometimes we've got friends, sometimes we have frenemies. How to make those frenemies into friends and just have a simple conversation. And I'll also go another video about the 2 main types of social pressure that are hardest to deal with and how to address those. So have a great day, and I'll see you later.